Hi guys, this is Naomi Smith and I really want to welcome you to my YouTube channel, Home Inspired. It's my desire that this channel would impart vision and grace to you in your journey toward home. I really hope you enjoy it. Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I got my hair did, feel all nice and pretty. So I wanted just to get on here real quick and share with you about the power of grace in the lives of mothers. And we had this incredible message today in church just about grace and how powerful it is, and how typically what we do is we get saved and we know that we need the grace of God, and then we kind of like try to graduate out of needing Jesus. And so we'll, work our way for God to approve of us in some way, when really it's all by grace through faith. And so he was talking about Hebrews 11 and the Hall of Fame of Faith, and how every single one of those people had screwed up in major ways, and yet God covers them in Hebrews 11 with abounding grace. Like you think about Sarah, and you think about Moses and murdering someone. You think about David and his murdering someone, and you realize like every single one of them screwed up royally, but they all were covered in God's eyes with the grace of God by faith. And so in the same way, in our day-to-day lives as mothers, we absolutely need to experience the grace of God for ourselves. We don't even understand how crucial this is, that we know the grace of God and experience and know the grace of God covering our lives on a daily basis. Otherwise, we get religious on ourselves. We get really hard on ourselves. We start to be critical of ourselves. We start to try to discipline ourselves out of bad habits like yelling at your kids or this or that. And then we get religious to our children. We impart that same attitude to our children. And so for me, it's been essential for me to just like get away sometimes, go to Whole Foods, get some coffee, and sit down and listen for the voice of the Holy Spirit to release grace into my life, especially in those times when I feel like I've just royally failed. And there are plenty of those times. That can happen on some level, almost on a daily basis. So I need to experience grace. But then I was thinking about the second thing is that I have the privilege of releasing grace into my children's lives. And that looks like knowing them probably better than anyone else in the world, and yet insisting on the prophetic vision that I have for their lives that God's given me. And so it's saying like, hey, I know that you are, you have this little idiosyncrasy, or you have this like major issue with sin or whatever it is. But you know what? Where sin abounds, grace abounds even more. And so I insist on releasing the grace of God in your life, even in the midst of knowing you so well and knowing all the flaws of your life. I insist. And so one thing that we do just practically in our family, and I'm sure there's like a ton of different ways to do this, but we pay attention to the words that are coming out of our mouths. And I welcome people to come and tell me like if the words that are coming out of my mouth are not in line with the grace of God for my kids. But also we have a list, I have in my phone, a list of prophetic promises that I've either sensed over my kids or verses that I've gotten for my kids. And I, especially in the times when I find them annoying or when I'm hurt by them or whatever it is, I will myself to release those promises out of my mouth. And that's powerful. That's powerful. Thanks for watching this episode of Home Inspired Channel. And please subscribe below if you would like more resources. Also, I have a special announcement, which is that I am going to have my friend Mary Carpenter come on the show for 4 episodes coming up. And we are going to talk about sex. I know, right? What am I doing? Well, it's important. It's essential to family, and the church doesn't talk about it enough. We don't talk about the beauty of God's design for it. We don't talk about how we're not called to have shame with it. We don't talk about how to talk to our kids about it. So my friend Mary and I we're gonna talk about it. It's gonna be fun. So tune in. Hope to see you there, and I hope you have a great day.